This thing on?
This thing's on.
It is 007, Baker.
Yeah, that's the intro you've been hoping for this whole time, I think.
No, it's episode 7. It's 007. That's what I've gone
007.
for. Yes, you see. Do you like Bond, Baker?
I do, yeah, very much so.
Do you think Bond ever goes, this thing on?
Maybe onto a Rolex or something. But...
Maybe, yeah. But see, years ago, you think that was exciting. Now with my Apple Watch, I could probably do shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm no James Bond, but I could do magical stuff like when I was a kid in the 80s. It used to seem quite advanced. For most of you more modern kids, you probably just think that's all boring, all of that stuff. If you watch an 80s Bond film, it probably feels dated now. But yeah, well, anyway, let's crack on. I'll ask people what your favourite Bond film is as part of your intro as well. If you're a Bond, I don't particularly like Bond interest, controversially. Live and Let Die is probably my favourite Bond film, though. If I had to go, I used to like that as a kid.
Interested in is who's going to be the next Bond?
Yeah, are we though?
And should it be a woman?
Well, I mean, they might go down that route, but we know the world that we live in that would cause probably cause.
I think it should be, because what are you going to call her? James.
I mean,
could still be Jamie. Jamie Bond.
It could be Jamie. I mean, I've grown up with the name that could be a girl's name and a boy's name. There's a song by Weezer called Jamie. I was like, oh, cool. Started playing it, and he starts singing.
Jamie, he's called James.
Yeah, James Bond. Well, my real name's James.
Jane.
She could be a Jane Bond. I think this needs to be a different film.
Oh, why don't you bring in like an assistant or something, or like, you know, maybe have it yours.
She just needs her own film.
You might have a daughter or something.
Like a spin-off film. That would be like
a daughter. I bet James Bond's got plenty of kids roaming the world. That's another story that they've not made. I've not seen the last one, so. But I reckon there's loads of films out. There's loads of offshoots they could do of James Bond's random offspring around the world. And yeah, they're just really good at shit and stuff. And then they could all come together and be like the Bond dynasty or something like that. Yeah. There you go, Barbara Broccoli or whatever you're called. I've just come up with it. Ian Fleming's dead now, isn't he? But yeah, the rest of them, they can have that. They can have that for free. There you go, the Bond dynasty.
For everything.
We've just come up with it. We have. But let's introduce people. So yes, I'm Jamie, if you've not realised already. And we've been talking to Baker. What is your favourite Bond film, Baker, before we move on?
View to a Kill.
Oh.
I think.
Eiffel Tower.
Best theme song as well. Probably the best film for me.
All right. Okay. View to a Kill. Yeah, I remember when that came out. That's how old I am.
Showing your age there, Jamie.
Well, I always show my age. I don't care anymore. LJ, how about you? Welcome along, by the way, to episode 7.
Thanks. It's great always to be here, isn't it?
It certainly is.
James Bond. I don't know. I don't even think I've watched all the James Bond films.
I've not watched them all. Of the ones you have watched, though, what's your favourite?
I have no idea. No idea.
You don't care, really?
I don't care. What was it? What was one of the old ones where the big guy was in it with the teeth?
Oh,
Jaws.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I don't know what he was in. I'm not that big a fan, but I remember watching films with him in.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, impressive.
Octopussy, something like that. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I could be
him on the beach doing a daft dance and stuff, and then all hell breaking loose.
He was definitely a Moonraker and The Spy Who Loved Me, I think.
Oh, Mister, I'm not that bothered about Bond, but I know what he was definitely in. Baker knows his stuff. That's good. Right, well, we'll go. You can go for Moonraker then, LG. We'll go with that, and then Louie, we'll introduce you before we introduce our special guest.
I'm Louie, and I've never watched James Bond, to be honest.
I mean, I don't blame you. It's not that good though. And the thing is, if you try and watch James Bond now, I'm going to come across all politically correct, and I'm not trying to. But if I showed her James Bond, she'd be like, "What's this? And what's he doing? He's some weird perv." That's what she would say. I know for a fact she would, because that's what the old James Bond films were like. There's two things that you used to watch as a kid growing up at tea time: James Bond and Carry On. And if you watch either of them now, you're like,
Benny Hill. Can you imagine watching Benny Hill now? Oh
yeah, I'm not going to let my kids anywhere near that. Thank you very much. kids. I've only got one. James Bond problems there. But let's move swiftly on and introduce this week's, this fortnight, or we've not done one in a while, this episode's very special guest. So welcome along to This Thing's On, episode 7. Bella, hello. Woo! We'll give you a cheer and a round of applause.
Thanks
So yes,
for
Bella,
having me,
do you want to
everyone.
introduce yourself and say, it sounds like you've never seen Bond either, but what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I can't give any educated comments on Bond, unfortunately. But I've got a little bit more to offer music-wise, so that might be helpful.
It will be helpful.
So I'm Manchester-based, and I work with a lot of music venues in Manchester and Liverpool, and it's moving more northwest, potentially northeast. So the company I work for is called Tokyo Industries. They own venues such as Gorilla, Deaf Institute, Factory. Got great relationships with sort of Yes Bar, a lot of grassroots music venues, which is really fun. My role is basically to be the presenter and the face for these venues and sort of shine a light on grassroots music and interview the bands, talk to people, push upcoming dates, and yeah, I've got the fun job. I go to a lot of gigs and that's what I get paid for. So my life is really, really interesting and fun, and yeah, I can't complain.
Amazing. That's the dream job, though, isn't it? Work for an organisation where you get to go to gigs and chat to musicians and promote stuff. That's literally living the dream, isn't it? Which is good. Amazing.
Genuinely, I don't know how I've managed to get here.
I'm sure through a lot of hard work. That's what it takes to do all of it, because it's a competitive industry, isn't it? Let's be honest. So to be doing that
absolutely.
It's very good. And what would be, is obvious question time, but kind of, you don't have to pick a favourite venue out of all of those, but is there any memorable gigs or artists you've seen within those venues that you might like to share?
The biggest one for me in terms of personally would have to be the K's for Brits Week. So obviously Brits Week paired with War Child, they get big artists into smaller venues, and last year we had Olivia Dean for 3 nights on the trot, and obviously Olivia Dean has absolutely blown up over this last 2 years, but this year we had the K's, and I've been a lover of the K's for years now, and so to see them so up close and then also interview them and chat away to them, and just sort of, I feel like sometimes I'll chat to bands and it kind of ruins my impression of them, and I will never ever name any names, but
no,
I think when you speak to a band and they're not quite how you've pictured them to be in your head, it can change your perspective and you listen to their music differently. But the K's have made me love them even more, just the way that they carried the stage and just were so friendly and really nice lads. So that's probably one of my most memorable. But every week is different. Like last week we had Reverend and the Makers doing one of their album launches, which was really fun at Gorilla, and then he took the guitar outside and just wandered down the street with it, and there was a crowd, and it was just the hustle and bustle of it. But I don't think I could pick a favorite venue, just because they're all very, very, they're all unique, they're all different, and there's a special vibe to each of them. But yeah, I feel very lucky to be so active in all of them.
Great stuff. No, it sounds like, but I imagine it's very hard work as well, and very, very hard work to be doing, but cool. And feel free to, as I say, throughout this episode, to jump in on any kind of your opinions on any bands, old or new, because we'll cover all sorts of stuff. And talking of that, we've got what's on this week, music and entertainment news. There's not been a lot. I think we're heading into festival season, so there's not loads and loads of news about this fortnight or this week. But Shed 7's Maximum High gig at the Peace Hall took place on Saturday. Everyone in the world seemed to be at that, having a great time. But their new album is coming out. Well, they haven't announced when it's coming out, but they did. I thought this was quite cool. For those people, they had 6,500 fans at the venue, and instead of promoting this next bit online or anywhere, they basically had red flyers, and somebody subsequently has shared the flyer online in the link, which I think is probably breaking the rules. The band probably didn't want that to happen, but if you were there, you were one of the 6,500, you got an exclusive red flyer, and there was a QR code that you could click through to register for a new album launch show, which is at the 100 Club in London on the 2nd of July. No, I just think it's quite good that they did that. There's something traditional about that, isn't it? You reward your fans, and if no one had ever shared that link, only those people who went there would ever have access. Because the 100 Club, I think, is about 300 cap venue, very famous, obviously. But yes, so I just thought that was quite cool. Anyone got any thoughts on that, or Shed 7's maximum height gig or anything? Feel free to jump in.
Wish I was there, and I like the idea. I think it's a good concept. Obviously it gives people. It's just a bit different, isn't it? It's a bit old school, and I'm all for that, to be honest.
Yeah,
the flyer. The link got out more than anything. If it just stayed to like everyone at the gig, that would have been really cool.
But would it still work though on like a screenshot? Or...
No, someone shared the link because I clicked into it last night and was able to get through and go, oh, cool, come back on Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock and I can log in there. So
are you going to try, Jamie?
I'm busy that night, unfortunately. Genuinely, I'm off to see Greg James and Alice Levine in Sheffield City Hall. They're doing some random thing. So that's what. So
they'll be a bit peeved about that because they've given the opportunity. It's only a 300 cap venue.
Yeah.
The opportunity for the people that are there to have got that link.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody shared it, and I don't think they'll have realised that they've just like put that out to the ether, and everybody's going to be trying to get one of those tickets now.
Yeah.
Because it spoiled it for themselves, for the people that are actually there at that venue.
Yeah, it's a shame because the concept's brilliant. It's like we'll look after our fans, and we want an album launch show. We want our fans to be there, and there's a Q&A. I think Rick and Paul are going to do an acoustic set. They might play some new songs off the album. I genuinely don't know the deal. But they'll have a Q&A and all of that good stuff, telling stories about the history of Shed 7. So you don't want any ringers in that, do you? You want it to be like 100% fans, which you would have got from everyone who's at the gig. But anyway, regardless of that, it looks like another fantastic evening. I've not seen a negative review. I think everyone who went to it, and Seb Lowe was supporting as well, and the guest list. I've not seen the guest list, but Seb Lowe is just phenomenal, isn't he? His band are very, very cool.
Both of them are really cool bands.
I don't think I've ever been to Shed 7 though.
Yeah, no, Shed 7 don't do bad gigs, let's be honest.
They just don't.
No, they don't. Bella, have you experienced a Shed 7 gig yet? Or is that not on your radar? Or?
I have once, and it was at Wythenshawe Park a couple of years ago, supporting Blossoms, I want to say.
Oh, yes, they did do that. Seb Lowe was on that as well, wasn't he? Yeah.
Seb Lowe, Inhaler were there. It was a really nice lineup for that gig, and I think the Wythenshawe Park ones, it's festival atmosphere, but much more intimate, which I quite like.
Yeah.
But I think previous to that, I knew a couple of the Shed 7 songs, the big ones, Chasing Rainbows and all of that through my dad on standby. But coming out of that, I would consider myself a smaller fan. There's still more that I need to learn about Shed 7, and who knows, the new album might be a bit of me, and I'll be a bigger fan. But yeah, I did enjoy.
Yeah, they put on a hell of a show. I think it's fair to say, which is good.
It's always what you're gonna get.
Yeah, you do. And I'm gonna say, go on.
We had a surprise appearance from Rowetta on stage with Shed 7 when they performed, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Or is she a part of the band?
No, well,
she's not, is she?
No, but she recorded on the last album. They had a track called "In Ecstasy," which she performed on. And she's also doing some fantastic work with Tommy A. Smith, which I think we talked about last time on the pod. And she's performed live with him a couple of times. But yeah, I love the way Rowetta's just getting in there and
he's everywhere at the minute.
Yeah, she is.
Just fair play. Nowhere.
Just go for it. Do you know what I mean? But she's like brings the energy, and the fact that she's doing it at all spectrums.
I met her back in March. It was around Brits time, and there was like a pre-party in Manchester because it was such a big deal that the Brits was being held in Manchester.
It was huge,
and it was a great opportunity. It was held at New Century Hall in Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
And it was very much like music faces that everyone that works in the industry should know. And I met one of my friends who is the manager of like the guest list and a fair few other really cool bands. And I was like, oh my God, look, that's Rowetta over there. He went, oh, I'll introduce you if you want. And he wandered over and was like, oh, hi, how are you? And she literally just opened up her arms and like brought him in. I was like, what? You're best friends with Rowetta? This is crazy. And she told me that I'd have lovely looking children. So that is my claim to fame.
That's amazing. She just seems like the canniest person. She genuinely does. So nice. So nice.
We shared whiskey during an interview at Redcar Beach before.
Love that.
Did she drink you under the table, Baker?
I'd never had it before. It was whiskey mixed with Coke, right. And she said try a little bit of this, and I probably shouldn't say this, but she said this is my go-to drink because she said it warms her voice up and stuff, and it was all right, to be honest. Yeah, we were just having it whilst doing the interview, really.
So did you come out the interview sounding like Rowetta?
I think
you sing great.
Well, no, it was a cool experience, and I think, like Bella's saying there, she's a really lovely person, and it's great to see her around with all of these different acts at the moment.
Yeah, I think we've all met her. I met her at Neck of the Woods Festival in Manchester. God, how long ago will that be? 3-4 years ago. Yeah.
She is cracking, definitely. But we're talking about all these gigs where, I mean, you can see, you don't have to go to gigs now, do you? You can just see all the footage and things like that. But not, say I was seg into this one, not if you're going to the Phoebe Bridgers gig, which she's announced, a big tour. I'm quite excited. I do love Phoebe Bridgers, excellent artist. But phones are banned. She's saying that up front before you even buy a ticket. You can't bring your phones. And I believe Madonna was on stage at the weekend and told everyone used some fruity language to basically say put them away kind of thing. So there is that strong feeling from a lot of artists that they just don't want people to be filming and to be in the moment. Now I know a lot of what we do is kind of putting the phone up and getting a little clip, and so I'm interested to see what people's thoughts are on this. I'm going to start with you, Bella. What's your thoughts?
I'm in mixed minds about this. Obviously I work basically filming gigs, which I think we try and get the highest of quality content to put out to audiences to capture what they would want to capture from the best angle and the best lighting and all of that. And I'm hoping that we do as much of that to sort of stop people from bringing their phones out at gigs, because I know it's such a privilege to me to go to a gig that I've actually paid for or bought tickets to, and it's such a perk to not have to take my phone out of my bag and just be in the moment. And I've only realized this since working in the industry and working in this role. So I think I'm in split minds about it. I think it adds something so much more special to a gig if it's that much more intimate and there are no phones in sight and you're really connecting with the artist on the stage. So I support it in that sense. But I think it's natural. You can't blame someone for wanting to get a good clip of a gig and say, I've been there, I was in attendance. So I don't know. I'm in mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think for me, and if there are more venues that are filming stuff anyway, that almost says like keep your phones away. We'll share this after the event, then you can you can download it or link to it. That's probably a good way of going. To be fair, because there's nothing worse. I went to see the Last Dinner Party play like an acoustic gig at Broodnell when they released the debut album, and it was like really limited tickets and stuff like that. I was kind of semi near the back, but the Broodnell's tiny, so that was fine. It was cool. And literally, it was like sardines. And the two guys in front of me just stood and went like that. And literally did that for 45 minutes. And I couldn't move. I had nowhere to go because we were like sardines. And I was it sounded amazing, but my view of it was watching, and I thought, he's going to put it away, isn't he? And then his mate did the same thing. And I thought, you've recorded that just to go away and put it on YouTube or something like that. That's when it annoys me. But if someone goes, I'm going to grab 30 seconds of this chorus and then did that, I think that's fine. You know what I mean? You're getting a little clip. It's a different way of taking a photograph now and you feel part of it. But you don't want someone who's doing that. I appreciate I look like a Southampton FC spy right now as I do that. But anyway, it's that kind of thing. Baker,
I agree. You know, I think you're bob on there, Jamie. I don't think there's an issue with grabbing a couple of 30-second clips from each gig, but I think the issue is, you know, when exactly what you say, people go to the gig and literally film, or even, you know, if a band's playing an hour and a half, 2 hours set, they'll literally film the whole thing and put it on YouTube after. And I think that's where people probably getting sick. And I mean, I've booked tickets to see Jack White in August, and his gigs are like that as well. I think you get like a little pouch that you put your phone in. I think it like locks or something, and then after the gig they'll unlock them. But I think I agree with you. Really, I think, you know, there's pros and cons of it, and I think mixed opinions again, really, for both reasons that come up.
Yeah, and LJ,
it depends.
For me, because as I say, we've all been in that that place where we're having to get content for whatever we're doing. And I made a pact with myself, because I was spending so much time like trying to get the perfect shot and the perfect bit, and like, what if they make a mistake? Are they going to be happy about what I've put out, and blah 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 blah. And I just started to do this thing where I would take one video of the band and put my phone away, because I felt like I wasn't getting the enjoyment out of it. I wasn't. I was so focused on trying to get this blooming shot that I was completely missing what was actually happening, and I wasn't getting to experience it properly myself. You know, and it's different for you, Bella, when you're doing, you know, it's part of your actual job, where this for us, you know, this is my hobby. It's not something that I'm getting paid for, and I do want to be able to enjoy it at the same time, instead of just constantly thinking. And then I'm conscious about the other people that are behind me, thinking, oh my God, you know, you've got this phone stuck up all the time, and so you know, you've got to be polite to other people as well, who are trying to enjoy the music that you're also watching.
Definitely. And as an artist, LJ, what would you feel as a performer if someone was just like that the whole time you're on stage?
As a performer, I'm bad enough as it is. I get nervous enough as it is about, you know, thinking I'm trying to play guitar, I'm trying to remember my lyrics and sing at the same time, and I'm constantly thinking, what if I go wrong? 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 In my head, constantly.
It must be nervy.
Me go wrong back. You know, I'd be like watching it over and over again, going, did it wrong? Torture myself.
So it's a big no as a performer. You don't want that constantly, essentially.
Just like take a little video and what have you.
Yeah.
No, but don't be like,
not the full thing.
It's bad enough that you've got, when you're on stage, you've already got people taking photographs of you, and you've got to try and block that out. Yeah. Regardless of everybody in the audience having, you know, something pointing at you at the same time as well. Yeah.
No, I just thought, interesting take on it. And Louie, how about you?
I think there's definitely a line. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a cheeky little concert video. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not going to stand with my phone up the whole time. If someone's in front of me and they were doing that, I'm all for phoneless gigs. But if it doesn't bother me, I'm not that bothered. Do you know what I mean? I think just let people enjoy it how they want to enjoy it. As long as it doesn't affect you, who cares?
Absolutely. Louis' quote of the day there: "If it doesn't bother me, I'm not that bothered." I love it. I think that's the quote for the episode.
If it does bother me, you know, I will give your phone a quick knock. Get out my way. I don't want to watch your video phone anymore. I don't know.
I mean, in all fairness, it's the talking thing that gets me in gigs.
Yes.
Yeah.
When, like, people, like, there's a band on, even if it's like the support act, why are you talking? That's the worst. That's worse than holding your phone up.
Yeah. Then you're behind them and there's like two heads stuck together and you can't see because they're just in the way talking.
You can't hear because all you can hear is their conversation in front of you, and you're like, "Oi, get out!" You know, I paid to listen to this.
While we're being all doom and gloom, let's move on to the next thing, which is more doom and gloom, because Primavera Sound was hit by extreme weather this weekend. Or you'd think you go to a festival in Barcelona and it's going to be amazing, it's going to be glorious sunshine. But Massive Attack and a few other bands had to cancel their sets. So imagine flying all the way over to Barcelona, getting quite excited, and then you find out that that's been cancelled. But yeah, that happened to me. But
Cure performed.
They did. The Cure performed, Gorillaz, and Olivia Rodrigo did a surprise set with a song featuring Robert Smith from The Cure as well. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but that was quite cool. But yeah, that happened to me at Benicassim years ago. There was a sandstorm, and Kings of Leon, Paul Weller was on stage, and they had to can't stop it. And Kings of Leon was supposed to play that night, and it didn't happen. They just cancelled that night and went back the next day and stuff. But yeah, what would you do? Have you ever been to a gig or a festival that's been cancelled while you've been there? Not just one that you didn't go to, but has it ever happened to you while you've been there?
Happened to me at Tramlines one year. They delayed the opening because of how bad the rain was on the Sunday, and I went without a waterproof like a genius.
But yeah, did they cancel any stages? Yeah, you can buy ponchos. Yeah. But Leeds Fest, that happened to was it 2 years ago? Yeah, there was a whole new stage, like new tent that was just ruined by the wind, and I was gutted because Confidence Man were due to play, and I was dead excited, and they didn't play because they were one of the bands that. So yeah, it must be a right pain in the ass for festival organisers, but as well as the goers.
Look at the Goo Goo Dolls.
And those things are, drilled into the ground. Those big tents. Yeah. So for weather to take them down is major. So I understand, but yeah, it's not ideal for festival goers.
Yeah, and I don't know if they should start thinking of backup. What's that, LJ?
They offered a refund though, haven't they?
They will. There's partial refunds, I think, is what they normally do.
Depend on if you've got the insurance,
wasn't it?
Yeah. When I went to Benicassim, there was partial insurance. You got like €30 back or something for not seeing Kings of Leon. Yeah. But the rest of the week, the rest of the lineup that week was phenomenal. So I don't think people were that cheesed off. But yeah, just shows it can happen. And last but not least, we're not going to touch much on this because I think we're going to do a special on this, aren't we? But the World Cup kicks off this week. I think we're going to do a World Cup special, possibly next week or the week after. And we'll talk about World Cup songs and all of that stuff. But yeah, are we bothered? Let's not talk about the fact that England aren't going to, because they're not going to win it. Let's just be honest. Let's not get carried away. England ain't coming home. But I don't know if anyone's heard the Scotland song. I love Belle and Sebastian, but not a huge fan of their song for Scotland, if I'm being honest. Any thoughts?
Just because it's Scotland.
No.
Yeah. I genuinely love Belle and Sebastian. I went to see them at Royal Albert Hall the other week and stuff, but it's just the lyrics. A little bit of me got a bit sad when I listened to it. And I was like, why have you done this to yourselves?
We give them, at least they can have a little bit of joy because they're not going to be in it long, really, are they?
Yeah, well, neither are England. Let's not get carried away. Neither are England, Baker. We'll talk about this on the special next week.
Longer than them, though. Come on.
Anyone who's getting carried away.
Was it as good as our Eurovision song?
Nothing's as good as
that song.
Eins, Zwei, Drei, we're coming back to life and all of that stuff. But if you want to hear us rabbit on about the World Cup, we will have a special coming up very soon. So LJ Bella, you're welcome to join us if you want to talk about football and music and stuff like that. I see LJ going.
Usually pretty good,
Sorry?
And I'm watching England play. This is where I come alive with the football.
Oh, good. Yeah. Because last time we talked football, you said you obviously wanted Borough to win, but you were less bothered. I noticed. Oh, it's cool. But anyway, the World Cup kicks off this week. Very exciting. And watch the World Cup songs all come out. But have a listen to the Belle and Sebastian one. It might grow me, but just don't sing about going to Canada, USA, and Mexico in your lyrics. Just a bit naff. That's my opinion anyway. We'll move swiftly on. 5 tops. Yeah, again, we should just call it the 5 tops now, Becky, shouldn't we? But this fortnight, or this episode, everybody has picked a top track from the last 2 weeks. As we all know, the North are exempt from this. They're such a good band that we know that they would win anything that they did. And they haven't released, and the clock's still ticking to get to 6 months when we're allowed to kind of go for them again. So each of us have picked a tune. So we'll go around one by one. You can tell us what the tune is. who it's by, and why you think it should win Song of the Fortnight. We will start once again with our special guest. Bella, over to you. What have you picked and why?
So I spoke to Baker about this, and my entry is verging on not being allowed, but I can justify it. So I've chosen Stain by Lemon Sucker.
Yes.
And they've got their album being released in 4 days, I want to say. So I think it means it's still kind of present and relevant.
If it's coming out, that's even more relevant. That's good. We like that. That's fine.
Yes. So Lemon Sucker are quite a small band. They're from Brighton. I've seen them support a couple of artists, including the Molotovs. They often get involved in like the Chris Hawkins BBC Six like new music nights and introducing nights, that kind of thing. And I've never seen a band in this day and age like Lemon Sucker. It was such a different sound for me. They've got such a stage presence. They've all got sort of on-stage characters, and they get into the audience, and nothing can distract them. I've never seen anything like it. You need to go to a Lemon Sucker gig if you ever see one come up near you. But I think the sound of them is just really funky and groovy, verging on a bit of like Block Party, but darker. It's different, and I really, really like it. Considering I see a lot of new indie bands, we're not short of indie bands, but Lemon Sucker have just got a little bit of something about them that I can't stop thinking about. So I hope you enjoyed listening to Stain by Lemon Sucker.
I did enjoy listening to it. It was good. I'm now Googling as you're talking about where they're playing live and are they coming up anywhere near us soon. Nottingham's probably the closest. It's not that close, to be fair. But yes, it looks like they've got a couple of festival gigs lined up. But yeah, I did like the sound of them. I don't think they sounded like this band, but it reminded me of some of the Fat Dog vibe, some of that upbeat kind of sound to it. But I wouldn't say it was the same sound, but when I first heard it, that's who I immediately thought of.
I see that. I feel like when I first saw them, it was about 6 months ago now, and I've seen them a couple of times since then, once every few months. And every time that I see them or they play new music, I feel like they get firmer in their identity and what they're about, and it's impressive to watch. So yeah, I'm a big lover of them.
Cool. Well, yeah, no, I will certainly be checking out their album. If it's out at the end of this week, that'll be spot on then. We'll give it a listen for sure. And it might win. We haven't voted yet. So that's a strong pitch. I think it's fair to say. Louie, over to you. Who have you gone for and why?
I went for Overpass, Forever You, from their newly released album it'll be a week on Friday.
It's been out a couple of days. It's been out a couple of days at the time of recording.
And I went for Forever You just because it was just the one I liked the most off the album, to be honest. I think it's a bit slower to what I would normally listen to, but I just think it's a nice song. I like the lyrics. It's cute. Always love Overpass.
It is good. Really good. And I was going to put an Overpass song in, so there you go. I'm not saying you've got it in the bag, though, because I was surprised at your song choice. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. I mean, I like the song. I'm not dissing the song at all, but like you said, it's a slower one. Then there's some
absolutely onto like a winner there.
There's some bangers on that album. Absolutely, some bangers on that album.
I called it a no skip album today.
Yeah. No, it's phenomenal. There's that one. The other album I've been listening to, I'll come in at this point, is Jalen Ngonda's new album that also came out on Friday, and I've liked him for the last couple of years since he came on the scene. But his new album is absolutely, I think this is him just absolutely getting all of the bits he's been playing with for the last couple of years and just nailing it. Absolutely. Like I put it on and I was like, yeah, I love the sound. Oh, I like it. I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. And the album just breezed by. Perfect summer album as well. For like just chilling out or driving along, that kind of thing. And I've gone for Burning Temptation from his album Doctrine of Love. But yeah, there's not many people perform that kind of 70s vibe, and he does it so well, but he just makes it his own. It doesn't sound like he's ripping anybody off. It just sounds amazing. And I don't think there's anybody like him doing that at the moment, which I'm surprised. I think more people would want to copy that and go, well, we'll try and do that now. And he's just phenomenal. But those two albums, that one and Overpass, are kind of taking turns at the moment as I'm driving around going, I'll play that one. But they're both very, very, very good. LJ, over to you.
So I have picked a tune by Revere. They are a 4-piece from Liverpool who have probably been playing for, well, since at least lockdown. So that'll be 2020, wasn't it, lockdown?
Yeah, 6 years, yeah.
Yeah, so past 6 years. They're like kind of like a pop punk, and I do like a little bit of punk. I like that, and I like the way that they just like sort of like slot it in there with the nice poppy sound and just make it like a little bit more, gritty. And it's Catastrophe, and I like it.
Yeah, no, it was good. I certainly enjoyed it, and as you described what it does on the tin, essentially, I think your description matches what I heard, which was very good. And last but not least, Mr. Indecisive, it's Baker. Come on, what have you got?
I really said to him, no take backs.
yeah. We'll let him off.
No, I've gone for Skylights with their brand new single Fever, very recent, just came out last Friday. Jamie, Laura, I know you know the guys really well too. And yeah, just a great set of guys, and it's just really good to hear them back, because I think this is the first single they've released since they came back, because I know they were going to break away from it because you know, that industry issues and stuff. But it's really good to see them back and with the new songs. Well, I think it's got a bit of a different sound to the stuff they released previously.
It's building on it's still their sound, but it is definitely more progressive.
And I really like it, and hoping to hear it live sometime. So yeah, Fever by Skylights is my pick this week.
Awesome. And they played Hull, didn't they, last weekend on their live return, and they're close to selling out Project House in Leeds as well. And they always sell out up in Scotland when they go up to Aberdeen.
Yeah, that's where I've seen the times.
That's if you're gonna. I've not seen them up in Aberdeen, but that's apparently the place to go, because the whole place loves them. They're just like they've got this fascinating relationship with them. Which is good. Right, so there's 5 to choose from. So we're gonna can we all type into the chat? I think this is a new way of doing it, rather than find a pen and paper and all of that kind of stuff. So type it in. Don't press enter yet. Don't press enter yet. Just write the name.
Can people see this, by the way?
No,
they can't. They couldn't see our bit of paper either, though. They couldn't even see that. But at least right. So don't just type the name of the band in, and then after 3, tell us when we've all done it, and then after 3 we'll press send. Let us know when you've done it.
I'm done.
Louie's single finger typing, I can tell.
On my iPad, I can't carry it with me.
I know, I'm pulling your leg, don't worry.
Hand,
You are?
I'm using both hands.
Oh, because my chat doesn't even work, man.
Because when you're on an iPad, I get it. It's easier to do that. It's easier to do that.
Yeah, just struggle.
Right, are you ready? After 3.
I'm done.
Are we all done? It's saying Louie's typing. Right, we're all done. Right, after 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh,
mine failed to send.
Oh, we've got overpass. I know, LJ, you said overpass.
Yeah, this failed to send.
I can see you said overpass.
Mine's not sending either.
There's 2 not sent.
This
Louie hasn't sent. Louie hasn't sent, and Bella hasn't sent.
This is why the paper was the best option.
Yeah, it was. I mean, modern technology. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Jalen
and Gonda. All right, okay.
I also said Jalen. My chat is saying I need to add someone to the chat, but I can't do that.
No, it's fine. We've got a tie. We've got 2 for Lemon Sucker, 2 for Jalen and Gonda. So LJ, you're gonna have to choose between one of those 2 to decide who wins.
Oh, hang on a minute.
The pressure. Yeah, she's gonna be like, I only listened to 3 seconds of that one.
No, I
didn't like the sound of it. I'm pulling your leg.
Well, who am I going for?
Either Lemon Sucker or Jalen and Gonda.
It's going to have to be Lemon Sucker, I'm afraid.
Well done. There we go.
Thanks, everyone.
Very good tune. Very good tune.
I'm really glad that you enjoyed it just as much as I do. That makes me happy.
It was a very good tune. So yeah, I look forward to the album now. Have a listen.
I just thought it was pure punk, and I loved it.
Yeah, really groovy.
Oh god.
Oh, we've got guests. We've got guests. Brilliant, cool. Well, well done, Bella. You picked the song of the fortnight, and well done to Lemon Sucker. We'll be sharing that on socials. And where can people hear all of the songs, Baker?
In the Four Tops playlist. Yeah, there's a couple of playlists.
Yes, there's a couple of playlists.
The Four Tops one on Spotify, that's the one to go to.
Excellent. And not to be confused with our Release Radar playlist, which has got some cracking tracks on every single week.
Yeah. Check out that whilst you're at it, really.
Yes.
Four
Absolutely.
great releases that go and make this episode.
It's all good. Anyway, on air, who have you been chatting to this fortnight, Baker? Who have you been talking to?
Well, we've got Rob from the band Stanleys, who have released 2 singles this year. It's kind of like a new era for them. They did the wipe the social media thing and start afresh. And they just announced a big tour as well, which was confidential information at the time we spoke. So, yeah, you can find all of that on their socials now. But, yeah, had a good chat with him just about everything going on for the band. I'm delighted to be joined on This Thing's On by Rob from the band Stanleys. Rob, how are you doing? Thanks for giving me the time and coming on for a chat.
Oh, I'm very good, mate. Thanks for having us.
And of course, there's lots to talk about. The new single, Never Like You, is out now, and it's quite a quick follow-up to Pass the Time, which came out just a couple of months ago. But how is everything going in the world of Stanleys at the moment?
Yeah, it feels really refreshed. Past Time and Never Like You, 2 songs we've had like with us for quite a while. We've been through the recording process and we're really ready to get them out, but we just sort of been waiting for the right time to get them out there and to give them to everyone. So it feels great to be in the position now where they're out and we can play them live and enjoy those songs, because I think they were a proper step in the right direction for us.
It's great to see, you guys are out there and releasing music again after having a short break, which I will ask you about as well. But I bet it's a really exciting time, especially with everything that's coming for the band. But just going back really to like reflect on the first release of Past the Time, tell me a little bit about that. And is it the start of was that the start of like a new era for Stanleys? Because I know you guys did that thing which you can always tell there's something new coming when a band totally wipes their social media pages clean and like has a fresh start on there.
Yeah, it was it sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like a bit cringy to say over it, but like like a rebirth and like a relaunch and everything, but like it does feel like a new era the way that we've done everything. Obviously, painstakingly archiving all your posts on Instagram is the way of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it feels like it was the right way of us releasing these songs and sort of going to a bit more of a like polished, grown-up sound that I think reflects us as a band and where we've been. I think we went through a lot of releases of just doing whatever we could and getting bits and bobs together, getting in the studio and then getting them out straight away. But with these tunes, we've had that time to go away and spend some more time in the studio, more time working on them. And all the time, even though we've not been playing gigs have been at the forefront of our mind because it was something we've been missing. So I think that sort of live feel, even though there were songs that were written sort of away from the live scene, they're for the live scene. And I think that helps them carry and sets up the new era of pumping Stanley's gigs.
And I bet that you use the word like refreshed as well, and sometimes I bet you need that as well. Although I'm sure a lot of bands and yourselves love to be gigging as much as you can. Sometimes it's probably nice to give yourself that time to like almost concentrate on like the creative element for a little bit too.
Definitely, and it's not just the gigging; it's what comes along with it. With like going from a tour into a release, into festival season, into another tour, into a support tour. Sometimes you feel like your feet don't even touch the ground. So having that time of like being a bit away from that afforded us all the luxury of being in the practice room, of working on new tune and getting things where we want them to be, rather than like we need this content now, we need this now, the ball's got to keep rolling. That sort of pressure was lifted off, and I think the songs speak volumes of that time they've like earned and been given, which I think is a great thing that we did do.
And I know you had like before taking a little bit of a break, quite an exciting end to 2024. You know, with Shed Seven stuff, obviously
Yeah.
touring with them and the Richard Ashcroft support that year as well. So I bet it was like nice to do that and then go away and like make some more music again.
Yeah, it felt like a really big year for us, and I think that was part of it. We almost felt like we were like tripping over our feet because we had those gigs, we had Glastonbury, we were like pumping on that train, but
Yeah.
at some point the train's got to stop, hasn't it? So like we took that time, reflected on it a bit, and spent that time in the studio, and I think we're only going to be stronger on the back of that.
I mean, I love both of the releases so far, Past the Time and Never Like You. And can you tell me a little bit about both of these songs and where they kind of come from, really? Because you mentioned there that they are songs that you've had around for quite some time as well.
Yeah. I remember really vividly when we were first sort of piecing together Past the Time. I think we were driving to a gig in, it might have been Peterborough, and it was part of like a run of dates that we did sort of like in the southeast. And I was in the car with Conk and we were driving down to the gig, and all like hatchbacks filled up with equipment, and he was like playing me this sort of like, I think it was a bass part that Harry had written, and he was like sort of like starting improvising the lyrics and the melody over the top, and like a fair old drive. And I think for about 2.5 hours we were like going back over, oh, let's try this, let's do that, let's do the other. So even from that point when it existed as an idea really than a song, we were really excited to work on it. And I remember getting back from that tour and being like, we need to get into the practice room, we need to hash this out, we need to get this song ready, I want to play it at the next gig we do. And then obviously that was getting a bit carried away, and we took that time to build those songs up, but we've been really excited about these songs for ages. We recorded them both in the studio at a similar time. I remember going in thinking, well, I passed the time. It was called something else ridiculous, and our songs always have rubbish working titles. But I'm thinking like that's the song that's going to be absolutely amazing. Like, and it wasn't really as excited for Never Like You, but once we got into the studio and started like going through those parts and reflecting on it, I can't pick a favorite anymore. I think they're both really strong songs that deserve their own place. So I'm glad they both sort of coming out of this like one after each other. They logically come together in the Stanleys universe. So yeah.
So it felt kind of right to follow Past the Time up with Never Like You then.
Yeah, 100%. They come from a similar place, but they're still very different songs. I'd say that Past the Time's more this sort of rejuvenated, really punchy Stanleys, and then Never Like You's like the bridge between sort of the stuff we've done in the past and where we're going now. So it was nice to come really punchy with Past the Time, but I feel like Never Like You's sort of that bridge between. It makes it all make sense.
Also, it's like you say, almost like like that bridge between the two. Then, because I was going to ask, like with the new stuff that's coming, has the sound of the band developed? Have you kind of taken a bit of a new direction?
I think so, yeah. A lot of that time sort of reflecting on gigging and like our live sets and our live sound. We've lent more into that, what we want our gigs to be, what we want them to feel, what we want the crowd to be like. So the songs that, even though they've come from not that live place, they're very much focused on those live gigs and things like that. There's some stuff that doesn't fit that rule that's in the back pocket waiting to go, because variety is the spice of life, isn't it? So some very different Stanleys tunes on the way, but I think that's a good thing.
Like you say, you want that though, don't you? A bit of variety from time to time. I think it's always a good thing, definitely.
Yeah, 100%, definitely.
So it's it's an exciting time for the band. Obviously, before you released Never Like You, you had the gig at Night and Day as well, which in Manchester, I bet that was a special night.
Yeah, that was amazing. It was so long coming. I can't remember the gap between the last headline Stanley's gig and that gig, but it was ages. It was probably the longest gap we've had since we were a band. So it felt a bit strange at first, like in the run up to the gig. It was like getting the wheels back in motion, and we've not been used to getting like this set list ready, but we spent ages working on exactly what we wanted it to be. But you sort of, I don't know, you forget your routine at a live gig and what you normally do. So like we rocked up and then I think as soon as we were there and like unload the drum kit and you're like, right, this is what we're doing now. You sort of lock in and all systems go and I think we all walked away saying it was one of the like best nights we've had at a Stanleys gig. Like it was, the crowd were unreal, everyone was so on board, which was always a bit unsure about. We'd had that time away, like it sold out, but we're like, what if people have like forgot? What if people don't show up? You never know. But the room was packed and huge response to Pass the Time. I'm Never Like You. We gave it a bit of a sneak peek before it was out. So yeah, it felt amazing to still feel that everyone was so behind us.
I bet as well play to a packed out crowd, especially in Manchester as well, where I imagine it always does feel really special to you guys. And has it just kind of given you the bug to just get back gigging again soon?
100%. Like we walked away from me like we need more of these. We need them straight away.
Yeah.
So you can't help but just get that bug. It's what makes us love music. It's what from the very start of us playing music together, we were just four lads in a pub playing covers, but you just did it because you enjoyed it, and obviously that's grown into what it is now. And I don't think we ever want to stop that feeling. You can't replicate it really.
Would you say that's the best feeling for you in a band then, playing live?
Definitely. There's obviously different things that come in, like those moments in the studio of like, wow, but nothing can replicate having the fans in front of you and that interaction and just the whole thing. It's what we do it for.
And seeing like people sing the lyrics back to you as well and everything. Yeah,
humbly, especially with Past the Time, and obviously it was a Past the Time release show. It'd been out a few weeks at that point, but people knowing every word, and it's like, wow, like still sticking with those. We've been away all this time, and people still love it. They'll love A Better Life just as much as they love Past the Time, and that's so humbling. Like,
I can imagine it's an amazing thing, definitely. And like you say, you're hoping for more of that. And I know you might not be able to say too much, but can people maybe expect a few more live Stanley shows in the near future then?
Without a doubt. I'd love to spill my guts now and say the whole plan, but I'll be shot at dawn tomorrow morning. So there's more coming. I think that's all I can say in the near future. We're addicts for that feeling, so the sooner we're out there, the better.
But it sounds like it's promising for everybody that wants to see you guys soon. Then, and I'm really glad you've shared that news. But obviously, you've got the live stuff. You've got 2 new singles. Again, you probably don't want to give too much away, but can people expect new music as well as the 2 singles that have already been released?
Yeah, definitely. I can't say too much, but there's wind in our sails. We're showing no signs of stopping.
So it sounds like it's going to be an exciting rest of the year for the band then.
Definitely, mate. Yeah. Lots of plans. Just getting out there. New songs, new gigs, new tour. Hopefully, all very soon.
Well, it sounds like it is shaping up to be an exciting year then, and an exciting rest of 2026, and hopefully going on into next too. But no, Rob, thanks for coming on and talking all about the new singles, the place the band's at, and hopefully we'll see you at a show somewhere down the line in the near future.
Absolutely, mate. Thank you very much for having us.
Cheers, Rob.
Love that. It was great, Baker. Once again, you ask the killer questions, Baker, every time. You ask the killer questions.
Glad you enjoyed it.
I did. And you've been out. Well, all of you have been out and about chatting to lots of different people. We're going to come on to talk about I Know What You Did last Saturday. So Bella, we're going to chat to you about Neighbourhood Festival very shortly. But first, LJ, Louie, Baker, you were at Stockton Festival, weren't you? At the weekend, and yet another festival. What was it called again?
Monroe Festival.
Monroe, yes. Cool. So tell us about Monroe. What were you? I mean, Louie, I loved what you were doing in the record shop. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
So, new little thing that we're doing. It's a vinyl shopping with certain band name, whoever. So if any bands want to do it, get in touch and we will. But we had Penn Tire and the Rolling People. So that was really fun. But I won't say too much about it because I don't want to spoil it. But it was really good and I loved it. It was just cool. just
what kind of thing you did though? If I'm listening to this and think I cannot be asked to go and click on that, you need to sell it to me a bit more.
Exactly. If you want to find out what these cool bands are listening to, just listen to that, and that'll tell you. So basically, just went over their favorite albums everyone should listen to.
Amazing.
And just their general music thoughts as an upcoming band.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. It's
really fun.
I enjoyed watching them back. Yeah, it's good. And Baker's obviously been having fish and chips with everybody. He's resident on Tynemouth Beach now, which we're all jealous of a little. That's good.
No, that was fun. But yeah, just non-stop really for the last few weeks. Loads of interviews, which I'm sure you'll see everywhere. Just check out our socials and our YouTube, and mixed in with the Arsenal parade too, which was just phenomenal. Really,
had to get that in there, didn't you? Yeah.
You asked what I did last Saturday.
I know, and you're very excited about that. I know. Me and Louie just upset about Middlesbrough, but we're going to move on very quickly.
Don't like it anymore.
Yeah, until the World Cup special next week, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I like it
Which
again
will be
on
good.
Thursday. I'll get excited.
Yes, for sure. LJ, how about you? What anything more from the festival or anything else you've been to see?
Yeah, have we chatted about Stone's Throw?
No, we
haven't chatted about.
We haven't. Yeah.
Weekend before.
Just before.
Yeah. Really good festival. Yeah, the venues were brilliant, weren't they? We went some fantastic venues, and we just had a really fab day, didn't we?
Yeah, we stayed for the whole thing, didn't we? Yeah. Pretty
Did
much.
you see Panic Shack? I saw Panic Shack were on the bill. Did you see them? I would love.
No,
I've only seen them once, but it was a few years back.
Saw Love Cat.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we tried to get interviews in as well at the same time, weren't we? So
yeah.
We did miss quite a few of the bands just because we were trying to get as many interviews in as we possibly could.
And that backdrop on the Tyne was amazing that you had up there as well. The videos were
cool. The one with Fright Years,
No, it was really good.
Really good festival.
Brilliant.
Definitely go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. And Bella, do you want to share a little bit about Neighbourhood?
So yeah, Neighbourhood is coming up this October, and it's, I want to say, Manchester's biggest metropolitan festival, but it might be UK wide. And there's about 12 to 15 venues that get involved, one wristband for the whole day, and you just trot about to see who you want to see, and it's all in walking distance. So headlining this year, we've got Keo, Florence Road, we've got Girl in the Year Above, The North, Florentines. Really good lineup this year, which is nice. And
very good. Yeah.
In the past, we've had Sam Fender headlining. We've had really, really big names that previously back then weren't as known as they are now. So I think it's a really great place to discover the next big thing in my eyes. So tickets are really affordable as well. So you can really see anyone throughout the day, and it's a great just opportunity to meet new people that have similar music tastes. There's so many tickets available, so you will be bouncing around and bumping into people. Obviously there's small issues with sort of capacities of venues, but I don't know, it adds that hustle and bustle and the excitement to the day, rather than being in one festival site and just walking between stages. You've got the whole city, and Manchester is one of those cities that is so known for the music. So if you are available on the 17th of October, absolutely get down to Manchester. Gorilla will be involved, Def will be involved, Factory, yes, O2 Academy 1 and 2. I'm trying to think, all of the biggest are going to be there, which is nice. All the grassroots venues. So it's going to be a good day.
Sounds amazing. And Louie was straight away nodding because the North.
Yeah. I've done Neighbourhood and it's class. It's
Louis warned me about the consequences if he goes to this one earlier on today.
What might they be?
Share Louis.
Just keep away from every bar, because it'll be worse than Monroe. I'll just be at 12 o'clock. All right, we're done for the day, Baker. Let's go have fun. But it is one of the most. With the inner city festivals, it's definitely the best one, I think.
No, live at Leeds is good, but I think live at Leeds is a little bit too spread out. I think sometimes, like if you go to the Brunel, then you've got to hike it back into town, kind of thing. But
yeah, Manchester one's class. Like all the venues are basically like on top of each other. There's only Academy, which is like a bit of a trek, but it's not that bad. Like it's so doable.
Yeah,
but it's mint.
Nice one. Brilliant. Well, we'll have to all get that in our diaries for the 17th of October. Sounds good.
Well, I'm excited to see you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Of the lot, to be honest, I'm really liking a lot of Florentines at the moment.
I love Florentines.
Yeah.
Really
and their
good.
drummer is 16. How crazy is that?
Really? Wow, I did not know that.
The three front boys are all 19, but the drummer is 16, and I just think that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, they're genuinely there's a lot, like, but I think you said earlier, there's a lot of like that indie band sound about again at the moment. But when I was listening to their latest EP the other week, it hit me. I was like, no, this lot good. If you can tell, it was really good. Nice one. Brilliant. Well, let's have a bit of a chat on screen then. What are we all watching on either Netflix, streaming on TV, going to the cinema, that kind of stuff? Baker, did you jump in there?
Legends, yeah. Do you know that it's like almost set in 90s Britain? It's about like the government's attempt to stamp out like drugs and all that kind of thing. And the sound that Steve Coogan's in it, and the soundtracks are fantastic. You know, like all of that kind of 90s Britpop alternative thing that was around at that time. So a lot of Stone Roses and that kind of thing. Really, would definitely recommend it to anybody that hasn't seen it. 6 episodes.
Where's that on? Where do you watch that?
Netflix.
Okay, that's passed me by so far. Not spotted that one yet.
Really good. Yeah,
I've just seen it advertised yesterday, I think, when I was flicking through.
So you're not a big off-campus fan then, Baker? You've not gone to that? No, there's a lot of people I know watching off-campus right now, getting excited about it. But
that show.
It is. Is that a show? Yes, it is. It's a show on Netflix. I think.
I watched Apex though, which was really good as well, with Taron Egerton.
Oh, I've not watched that yet.
It's really good. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
everyone's
Baker's
been talking about it, haven't they?
Good stuff. Bella, do you watch much? Did you get a chance to with all the gigs you're at and stuff like that?
If I'm honest, I'm a bit protective of what I watch. I need at least 5 recommendations from people to commit to putting a new program on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a bit picky, but I'm feeling a bit of nostalgia at the moment, and I'm rewatching Sex and the City. So I am loving it. I was raised on Sex and the City. Well, maybe not raised because it's slightly inappropriate, but you know, when I got to that point, my mum introduced me, and I've never looked back. So I'm feeling a bit of the nostalgia and manifesting my New York City penthouse apartment one day.
Oh, amazing. Yes, the New York lifestyle would be amazing, wouldn't it? It absolutely would. Nice one. And LJ, what are you up to? You been to the cinema at all, or watching anything on TV?
I finished off watching Half Man, which we talked.
Oh yeah. I already had quite a gruesome ending.
Yeah, it was all a little bit weird, and like I had to actually Google it to see if that was the end, because I was like, it was very weird, and I'm not going to spoil it for people.
No spoilers. Yeah, you've got me intrigued about it though. I haven't watched it yet. I am intrigued.
Worth watching.
Yeah, because it's fucking weird.
Fair enough.
And I was just at the end, I was like, is that honestly the end? I mean, I know it should be the end, but it doesn't feel like it's the end.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, and I had to Google it, and it was. So yeah, just have a little watch. It's a bit heavy.
Right.
It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
Because there's a lot of sort of abuse and stuff in it. Or, trigger warning.
But yeah, if you want to watch that kind of thing, it's good. But
yeah,
weird.
it was a real good drama kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I watched a bit of a rom-com last night.
Okay.
Kind of like, oh, here we go. But I thought I'll give it a go. It's called Office Romance with J-Lo. and Brett Goldstein, who was in Ted Lasso. He was Roy.
Oh yes, yeah.
And he does the worst British accent you've ever heard in your life. Right, like a proper, like a posh British accent. And he started speaking. I was like, whoa, they've never let that go in this film. They've never ever let that go in this film. But he actually explains why he's talking like that a little bit.
Right, so it hams it up a bit. Okay.
All right, okay. You've done a really crap accent, so they've like skirted round that and
right, okay.
into the storyline.
Mm-hmm. No, I've seen it advertised. I saw a clip which was a bit weird, which involved a very rude word being said over and over and over again. So yes, that's the clip I saw. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. Okay. Would you rate the film then? What would you give it out of 5?
I mean, I would probably give it about a 3.5, just because it's a rom-com that we've all sort of seen before.
Yeah.
But the characters in it just sort of make it quite watchable.
Sometimes that's all you want, though, don't you? Just watch something that's not taxing. It's just nice and comfortable. Yeah. Sometimes that's all you want.
And you laugh a lot. I mean, one part of it, I was absolutely peeing my pants laughing, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" And it was quite funny. Yeah. So
give that one a whirl potentially. Louie, have you got any recommendations?
I went to the cinema and I saw the Backrooms film. It was just weird, to be honest.
What's it called?
What's it about? Without giving any spoilers away, what's it roughly about?
So, do you know like the videos you see on like TikTok or Instagram of the Backrooms? It's like, have you not seen them before?
No.
Oh.
It's like, like everything looks like vaguely like familiar.
It's like dystopian and
That's probably
it's like nostalgic, but in a strange way.
Yeah.
Right,
so like the guy finds it like under his furniture shop, and then it creates like memories of this furniture shop, but bad memories, and then it gets weird. Like I sat on TikTok for like an hour after it, scrolling, trying to figure out what the film actually meant. But then like when I finally like put like 2 and 2, I was like, you know what? Yeah, now that makes sense, and that makes sense, and it all just sort of clicked. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, that was quite sick. That was good.
Okay. So you rate that then?
I quite fancy that.
5.
Yeah,
it would have got a 5, but I had to think too much. So it was
too much.
Yeah, it wasn't a film at that point. It was just like a brain teaser.
Just random stuff.
Just like
was it scary?
Random. There's like one moment where I was like, ooh, and like sort of like jolted my popcorn a little bit, but other than that bit, no. It was like there was moments where like you were feeling like it was about to be scary, and then nothing happens.
Okay.
Like it's one of them. It's just like loads of suspense, but it is good. Go see it.
Okay. I'm not a scary film fan at all, but there you go.
Can I add a little bit of something else in?
Go on then. Yeah.
Something really sad. Anthony Stewart had died.
Yes.
I know, that's made me very, very sad.
Yeah.
I can't believe Giles is gone.
I know, but I remember him from the old coffee adverts. That's what I remember. Yeah. At the time, that was like the biggest thing on TV when people used to stay tuned. They actually advertised when the next advert was going to be on, and people stopped and watched it. That's how big it was. It's weird to think about that now, isn't it? But yeah.
I know. He just didn't seem old enough yet.
No, I was surprised by how old he was, and it was just a strange one. Yeah. But yes, and final two from me on. Sorry, go on.
Might have to watch Buffy again now.
I've never seen Buffy. I've seen the film Buffy Vampire, but I never watched the TV series. I like the film.
Never watched.
I'm probably one of the few people who probably liked the film and didn't bother with the TV series, but the film was good. I quite like that. Yeah. But no, I watched 2 films in the last fortnight. One for the kiddies was that Hoppers, which is on Disney Plus now. That's out. You can watch that. I thought it was all right. Didn't think it was amazing, but it was watchable. But Nobody 2. I don't know if anyone's seen Nobody 1. But Nobody 2 is currently on Sky, and it's like a crazy off its face violent film, but essentially it's about the guy who's in Breaking Bad, but also Better Call Saul, like the main character in Better Call Saul. He basically plays this unassuming guy, family man who does the same stuff day in, day out kind of thing. But he's got this like secret hidden past in the first film, and it turns out he can literally beat the shit out of anyone. Just come at him, and he doesn't want that lifestyle, but things happen to him which make him go, "You've got me angry. I'm gonna have to sort it out." And that's Nobody One and Nobody Two. He tries to have a nice, relaxing family holiday. And it doesn't happen because it all kicks off with his son and the local guy. It's classic like 80s type style TV show. It's like a big episode of the A-Team but with violence, if that makes sense. And as he's walking out of this place, this copper like taps his like 8-year-old daughter, like nudges her, and you know it's about to kick off. And it's just one of those films where you just think it's over the top, it's ridiculous, but there's something satisfying about watching a seemingly ordinary guy beat the shit out of bad guys. And it's got Christopher Lloyd in it as well from the Back to the Future films. Plays his dad. So if you like, if the films are about 85 minutes, you can watch them in under an hour and a half. But it's just daft, silly stuff. Not for kids, obviously, because of the violence that's in it. But it's, switch your brain off. I love that kind of nonsense.
Things just happen to me, don't they, Baker?
That again?
I said things just happen to me, don't they?
Yeah, we found out something about a week or so ago, didn't we? Which was a weird coincidence.
Just a string of coincidences happen to me constantly. But anyway, we're not getting to that.
I was going to say, is that a separate pod? We can have a separate pod series if you want.
That's very, very different.
All right, okay. Fair enough.
But I could write a book.
You should.
That could be actually put into a film. Bridget Jones would have nothing on me.
Well, get it done.
Honestly.
Get it done. Get writing some songs about it. Do that. Maybe that's the next step or something. Didn't you post something on Insta recently as if you were back writing or something? Was that a thing, or did I make that up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't say too much. I won't pressure you on here to talking about that. That's fine. Yeah. All right. Before we head off then, what were you looking forward to in the next fortnight? Either gigs or new releases? What's coming up for people? Bella, we'll start with you.
So it's actually my birthday next week. So I've got a bit of time off.
Exciting.
Thank you. Bit of a guilty pleasure. I'm going to see Take That next week.
Circus.
Yeah, I've seen lots of the videos and it's causing controversy online about the clown makeup and the props and all sorts. So I'm very excited to just go all in, and supporting is The Script and Belinda Carlisle, and to hear Leave a Light On live by Belinda.
I'm very excited about Belinda Carlisle. I love Belinda Carlisle.
Going?
I'm not, but I love Belinda Carlisle. I would go see her and then walk out.
I will send it over, don't you worry.
Like, trust me, if like I could put Belinda Carlisle's Greatest Hits on, I'd be singing for about an hour. Quite like it's a guilty pleasure. Genuinely love. Yeah, it's very, very good. I've got all the songs. I'm gonna.
Wasn't she?
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing them after I've done this. I'm gonna go downstairs and whack them on. And my wife will be like, "Why are you playing this?" Because it's great. Live your life, be free, and I tell you, amazing, great song.
So you're getting me going as well. I'm gonna be playing it now.
Cool. Well, enjoy. I mean, I'm not particularly. I mean, I was of the age where you had to. When I was at school as a boy, you had to Take That. It was just the unwritten.
Okay.
You weren't allowed to Take That.
I didn't love them, but I went to see Take That at the Mall in Stockton just as their first number one was kicking off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So they weren't big, like they were just at the Mall in Stockton, and we were all, everybody from school was going, so we were all like, right, come on, let's go. And we all rocked up, and I think that was probably the week that they got number one. So it was mental.
But it was, I mean, as someone who I was that age, I remember New Kids on the Block were massive, and everyone was like, oh yeah, and then Take That came along, and me and my mates were going, yeah, they'll just be like New Kids, they'll go in about a year, it'll be someone else. It doesn't matter that they're there and ruining the pop charts right now. But they didn't, and then they did the classic when they released Back for Good, and I remember at that point everyone went, are we allowed to take that song? I think we are, but we're not allowed to tell other people. All right, okay. And that was kind of, and then as they got, I mean, Patience for me was a fantastic song when they came back with that. I remember hearing that and going, I really shouldn't like this, but I do. And as I've got older, there's a lot of Take That songs I quite like, but never seen them. I probably wouldn't go and see them live, but I did see Robbie Williams at Neighbourhood, and that was entertaining. They'll put on a cracking show. But Belinda Carlisle, yeah, get me there for that.
Yeah.
I would love that. That would be amazing. But happy birthday for next week, and enjoy that. That sounds awesome. Sounds good.
Thank you very much.
Louis, what are you up to?
I am potentially going to see Tooth in Manchester next week, hopefully.
Okay.
Just need to finalise money after spending it all. But yeah, hopefully going to see Tooth in Manchester. I don't know where. Just know my friend said, got a ticket, are you coming? And then I just sort of went, yeah, go on then. Something to do
Get
on
yourself
Friday.
there.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Sounds good. LJ, how about you?
I've got nothing booked in for the next 2 weeks. Nothing.
Like that quiet period building up to festival time, innit?
Yeah.
It is. I've got quite a few things on end of June, begin into July. But I'll talk about them on the next pod. But yeah, Baker, how about you?
Yeah, I'm the same really. I've had quite
What
a
are
mad
we like? We're rubbish. We're not doing anything. We've done loads, and now who decided to film this week? We're not doing anything. Let's all lie.
Quite a mad last 5 weeks or so. So just a couple of easy weeks. Really, probably watch a lot of football, and then June, July, August. It's a pretty mad time. So I'll just kind of enjoy a bit of relaxation until then. Really.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, I've got York Museum Gardens is coming up beginning of July, and there are still tickets to see Super for Animals, which I find it hard to believe it's their only outdoor date for the summer in the UK. So I'm surprised people haven't sold that out yet. But yes, we've got Super for Animals on the Saturday night, but on the Friday night, and I'm very excited about this. It's Self-Esteem are playing York Museum Gardens, playing A Complicated Woman in full. Like, I think it's her final run of shows doing that straight off, because she's obviously been in the West End for a couple of months. So yes, very excited about seeing Self-Esteem in York, but there's still tickets for that as well if people are interested. So lots of exciting things coming up. Right, I think that's a wrap on This Thing's On for another, I say, fortnight. We're a couple of weeks behind, people, but we're going to get back in the fortnightly groove over this summer. But a massive thank you to you, Bella, for joining us as a special guest. You're welcome back. Welcome back anytime. No, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
and we will. We've got 17th of October in our diaries, so we will definitely get ourselves over. If not before, I mean, Louie's always in Manchester. I think it's.
Well, yeah. Let me know if you're ever in Manchester, and I can see what I can do gig wise, and we'll hopefully pull some strings.
Cool.
Sounds good to me.
Well, every other week, Louie seems to be in Manchester for something, so which is good.
Just my second home.
Good on him.
Yeah, it's a great place. It's a great place. And thanks, Baker. Thanks, LJ. Thanks, Louie. And yes, once again, this thing was on, but now it's off. See you later. Goodbye.